la, la. What? Oh, welcome, one and all. This is the Peace Dealer, and welcome to another exciting installment uh, of your full moon webinar. Let me say that again so I don't sound so weird. Welcome to another exciting installment of this full moon webinar. Yes, we are back once again. I got my phone. Mild interference, but not at all this bad. So shout out to those of you praying, because some of you are already praying. So let me start this off with a prayer, all right? And keep in mind the reason why I'm doing this, one thing that I would like to key in for you when it comes to Sagittarius is that it rules the ninth house. Ninth house is religious, but the whole notion of prayer comes from the axis of Gemini to Sagittarius. So, ooh, it's a straight channeling. And I said, I'm gonna break myself off because I was kind of trying to figure out a little bit of what to say. You know, I have a broad outline, but I was kind of figuring out what to say. And now that I went live, everything's just downloading for me. So this South Node Aquarius is no joke. But regardless, what I channeled right now, and I know I channeled this because I didn't think about this before, like this just came to me. But when you think about prayer, that is the Gemini Sagittarius line of communication, okay? Because Gemini is the awareness of communication. You're saying words, right? And you direct it through Libra, but it goes into the spiritual through Sagittarius. So if you think of that ninth house religious creator energy, you definitely want to be careful of the words and thoughts you have. But one thing we're going to utilize in this webinar is the power of prayer. So if you saw my last broadcast, I did mention that for those of you who, well, I did mention that we're going to do live magic spells for each and every sign, all right? I do say live, so I didn't write them beforehand. I'm gonna craft them up live, all right? I feel like the rawer it is, that Aries element, the more original and authentic it'll be too. Not like preparing stuff is bad in any way, but yeah. My apologies for those of you who got confused on the time because it was an hour later, but I decided to do this a lot earlier. It was just an hour earlier, just so I don't have to get too time constrained. But regardless, how do y'all feel? Can you all hear me well? Before we start, I did spells. We're also going to do 12 special prayers for each sign, which means we're going to do 12 prayers. All right. You don't necessarily want to just focus on one sign. Of course, the sign you are when you pray it, or you'll see how we do. When we do the prayers, you'll definitely be leading the pack, for example. So sweet. Thank you, Apollo Dottie. Thank you, Tiger Hut. Thank you, Andrea. All right. Thank you, the Blue Phoenix Sky. Thank you, everyone in the live chat for holding it down as usual. We are live. We are lit. And let's get it. So I'm going to start this webinar off, like I said, with a prayer. All right. And first of all, a little bit of context. I didn't always used to know what this means. And when we talk about Sagittarius, we are uncovering the meaning of things. All right. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Love. Thank you, Dee. And one thing that I keep now, as far as like prayer, and is keeping the hands together, because it's the union of the masculine and feminine. You know, the feminine side, the masculine side. So you bring them together, just like a ninja will bring their hands together after they do a lot of hand signs, and keep that in mind. So I sincerely pray, wish, and intend for the message of this full moon webinar to truly reach the hearts of those who listen it. Bless me with the ability to relay all relevant information and clear my intuitive channel so that not only is this webinar fun, and not only does everyone receive this with a calm and pure heart, but that we are all enlightened to what the meaning of all this really is, with a little bit of confusion. And that's where I'm going to start. So, like I say, and like I like to do, I like to have a free portion, and then of course the heavy nitty gritty duty stuff for those of you who paid. So right now we're going to quickly go over what this full moon in Sagittarius is about. And first thing to keep in mind, this isn't really just a webinar about the full moon. This is a webinar about more or less the actual full moon cycle. All this is happening on the context of a Gemini season cycle. So it's very important for us to recap and keep in mind where we've come from so far. So it's very important right now to ask yourself, especially when we did that new moon webinar in Gemini, what is this new truth that you're birthing? And this new truth has everything to do about the truer you. And it's a truer you because you're gaining more power, because you're gaining a lot more success through perceived obstacles and limits. Shout out to Brown Brujita, who really felt that incantation spell. Much appreciated. And the reason why I started off by saying a little bit of confusion after the prayer is because Neptune is 14 degrees squaring the moon in Sag, the sun in Gemini, all right? And this has everything to do with the synchronicities and the signs we're seeing that really, really key you so deeply in to this other world, this other realm of existence that interlaps and overlaps here. It's not really until the average human, God, goddess, or angel in the human body turns 32 years old that they really now start to gain a clear awareness of the other world. Before, this was done so while people were being suppressed. So people born in the 60s, 70s, 80s that turned 32, they were being, like, every day for you a psychic attack, because you being aware of this will now lessen the control on you. And then, of course, people born in the 90s, 2000s, when we get our Saturn returns, all right, never mind. When we've turned 32, oh man, and some of you already feel it. So that's not to say that people who are children don't see the spiritual, but they're not really able to see it, because when they see the real spiritual world, a lot of you have blocked yourself out. A lot of you have seen that ghost looking at you, and you just blocked your subconscious. So you're just barely, coming back into these powers. So let's go back though. What is this new you that you have spoken into existence? Don't worry if it's still in progress, because this isn't going to manifest until November of this year, after Jupiter's in Scorpio. So what you want to keep in mind is that the initial awareness of the truth you feel in your soul over the 2 weeks that have passed since then. Shout out to Chrissy. Thank you for joining us. This is a very powerful shift of how the truth of what we feel our truth is, our truth. All right. We're now coming into a profound meaning of that. And it's an initial draft, because the full meaning is going to come once again in November. But everything, because this is the moon and not the sun in Sagittarius, everything about what is true about us that isn't necessarily true, or everything about us that isn't necessarily true, or any beliefs that do not align with the new us we are becoming. And I hate to say new, but with the upgraded, evolved sense of who we're becoming, this is what we're releasing. But even though in new moons, I like to let those be like the seeds that we're sprouting, and the full moons are release periods. One very special thing about this full moon in Sagittarius is that we're going to gain a profound we're going to gain a profound gift. We're going to gain a profound manifestation of energies that are really going to serve you well the next 6 years. So really pay attention to the things that you're doing now. The full moon in Sagittarius, as we speak, right now, is dead conjunct Saturn. So I'm even like, I didn't know that. I looked at the Affirmus, I looked at the Planet Watcher, and we're starting this webinar when the moon is dead conjunct Saturn. Shout out to the Capricorns watching this and the Sagittarius, because this is going to be exceptionally powerful. So keep that in mind, because Saturn has a lot to do with manifestation. Manifestation of what in Sagittarius? Manifestation of meaning. It's squaring Neptune, so manifestation of the spiritual meaning of things that don't always make sense, because when you see things from a higher dimension, you can't play them in a program that doesn't run or is compatible with a higher program, let's just say. So that being said, even though we're going to be releasing over the next 2 weeks a lot of outdated beliefs, it don't have to be outdated, just any beliefs that don't align with the truth of who you are. And then later, as we'll talk about, any kind of spiritual meanings or spirituality that clashes with the truth of who you are, then even though we're releasing that, we're also going to gain a gift. We're also going to be manifesting a lot of karmic goodies, all right? Those of you who enter relationships around this time, those of you who may be talking to someone casually, this is why I say the things that happen now are going to like exponentially rise for the next 6 years. And that's why timing in astrology is everything. So because everything's moving so fast, this doesn't have to be relationships, any projects you're doing now, because the moon on Saturn is trining the North Node in Leo, which is destiny, the destiny of your heart, basically, by following your heart, which is so important to follow your heart right now. And then, not that it's not important to follow your heart other times, but now more than ever. And then this is also trining Uranus and Aries, which is a quantum spark. This is that accelerator effect that has everything to do with the uniqueness and the radical willingness to be authentically you. Shit works wonders, my friends. The shit works wonders. When you just be unapologetically yourself. That's why it's challenging. That's why it's not easy. Because, yeah, it's hard, but the reward pays off, even if it doesn't seem like that. So really keep in mind the people you're engaging with, the people who you're talking to, the projects you're investing in. Some of you could be wrapped up in stuff that you don't really think is that important, but will very quickly and exponentially, see my nose itching, and someone let me know that's like a nose chocolate thing, but will exponentially, very quickly progress, manifest, and rise. Manifestations like to take their time, but when it trines Uranus, this is pretty quick. Sagittarius, which is also going to make it pretty quick. And then once again, that North Node on Leo. So that's one thing I definitely want to leave you with. It's very important. It's going to catch you off guard, because many of these things can be seemingly low key, but especially once much of this energy moves into Capricorn and once again manifests like much energy does, when it's, this is what's going to lend very, very profoundly, finally gaining a real sense of what all this passion has been generating for us. What I'm going to do right now is read the inside degree for 24 degrees Sagittarius. since this is where this conjunction is happening. By step astrology, 24 degrees Sagittarius is I feel I belong. And this equals to 6, I balance. So there's a great karmic rebalancing about how you feel where you belong, but not just you, your beliefs. All right. And what this release process is going to involve is nothing that you really have to trigger. That's what's cool about full moons. The release happens itself. Hold on to whatever's being released. Okay. This is why I love full moon in Sagittarius and full moon in Gemini. Because these are one of those two periods where like you really start to see the light. A year, and it has to happen twice a year, because if it doesn't happen, we'll just keep on believing illusions. And sometimes we have to believe in a while to keep us on guard somewhere so that it can dissipate. Important occult principle that most people just don't understand because they expect life to be one way. Sometimes the universe, and listen, this has everything to do with Neptune and Pisces, especially squaring the mutable signs. Sometimes the universe has to tell you a lie. Sometimes the universe has to give you signs. Now listen, I told you in another broadcast, the language of the universe is truth and honesty. Okay. So sometimes the divine, sometimes, you have the cosmic universe, and then you have the spiritual realm where these signs come from. Sometimes the divine has to lie to you. Sometimes the divine has to mislead you. Okay. Sometimes maybe someone might be suicidal, and the universe or the divine has to lie to that person. And once we get there, it's not even really a lie, trust me, because then we get too existential where concepts aren't even really things like that. But sometimes the universe has to mislead you. Let's not say lie, let's say mislead the path. Sometimes you have to see that synchronicity that stops you from killing yourself if you were ever suicidal. And then you finally go through a transit like this where the universe is like, okay, that synchronicity was not really as true as it thought, but now you're out that dark path and now you can walk on your own. That's an extreme example. It's not going to happen that way for a lot, but keep that in mind. Some of you, okay, the universe showed you sign after sign after sign that you felt you had to get with, because the universe knew if you didn't have those signs, you would have gotten with someone else like this. And that doesn't mean that the signs for that person aren't any true. Notice that they change on to those old beliefs. If you get a new sign and things change, which they will. With that same example, you may find that signs you were getting about your beloved were drawing you close to them, and then they change to where, you're still meant to get with them, but something about it changes. It could be them. It could be what you thought about them. It could be maybe you're more twins than you ever thought. But the message here I'm trying to say is don't hold on to what changes. Remember, the only thing constant in life is change. So the degree we have for Sagittarius 24 is a statue of Isis, a transparent veil. The one who lives inside is awash in colors, tones, and symbolic ritual displays as an extraordinary precise attunement to the heart and soul of ancient wisdom. I'll say that again. A statue of Isis covered by a transparent veil. The one who lives inside is awash in colors, tones, and symbolic ritual displays of an extraordinarily precise attunement to the heart and soul of ancient wisdom. One more time. The one who lives inside is awash in colors, tones, and symbolic ritual displays of an extraordinarily precise attunement to the heart of ancient wisdom. You are suspended in a long ago time. So much of your being is still back there. The evolution of the world since the ancient times is neither acknowledged nor accommodated in any way. It all depends upon whether this exquisite gift of soul remembrance is honored or exploited. Exploited, which is so very tempting, doubt of meaning and value, and becomes false and repulsive. If it is honored, faculties on tap become revitalized and find a fresh relevance. As the divine feminine reveals what we need to know and draws us to our utmost capacity, it is with an unfalling grace of sensing directly into the deepest parts of people, and they can all become in the ancient future just ahead. One thing that really sticks out to me is it all depends upon whether this exquisite gift of soul remembrance is honored or exploited. And that's huge because a whole lot of you are going to really experience a collective shift in the way you really uncover secrets of your soul. Of your soul, do you know what this is a code word for, which is something that's happening with this grand fire trine? A lot of you are going to awaken the next level of supernatural ability, magic, of to pairing relationships together. They happen in cycles, they happen in groups. You want to think of people who are advanced, they go through the plane, and then it's not necessarily a line, but not it can't happen to everyone. So when I say that you're gonna meet your twin flame, you're gonna get that dream job, you know what I'm saying? It's a bit that, yeah, it may happen to you, but it might not happen to you. It's the truth. But if it doesn't happen to you, you have to think, number one, were you blocking it? But let's not use that as an excuse. This is why you have to develop patience with the universe. And I don't really want to spend too much time talking about why that's necessary, because at this point in your spiritual path, if you're still not really trusting in the universe, you're not going to make it when Jupiter goes into Scorpio and when Saturn goes into Capricorn. This is a period where a lot of people are going to there's going to be a lot of suicides. There's going to be a lot of suicides that don't need to happen. People don't trust enough in the universe, and that's deliberate systemic programming that's making us not trust in the universe, that's making us not believe there's life after this, that's making us not be aware of the fragments and the fractals and the geometric that exists all around us, stuck on this material reality. The insurance policies that will be canceled if people really knew that an afterlife existed. Afraid to die. Fear is the number one motivator of selling money. What's up, Toby? How you doing? Thanks for joining. And the sad thing is that, people get duped every day. I still get duped. I'm not gonna lie. Don't think my third eye is super open, because I don't have to close it, but I blind myself to a lot. But some of you have your eyes open. You stay seeing through the stuff. So the good news is, especially with the transit like this, and this is why Uranus and Aries is to take that risk and be unapologetically yourself. Because even if there were 11 other people ostracize you or make fun of you, is going to walk up and thank you for you. And that's one thing you want to understand. Sometimes we can think, oh, everyone can hate us or everyone can like us. In astrology, it's proven. The first house has a seventh house of open enemies. The first house also has a fifth house, 11th house, and third house. That means no matter who you are, you will always have some people who don't like you or agree with you, And you will always have some people who appreciate you. And you will always have some people who want you. You will always have some people who need you. So knowing that, you really want to take that into consideration when it comes to making sure, large length, speak your truth unapologetically and be yourself. Once again, even if like 11 people are talking mad smack, mad shade, there's going to be that one person who appreciates you, but thanks you. Situations were put in like this to impress the crowd when all you need is that one person. Let me tell you, a lot of people think in the group hive mind. 11 people, and I swear, experience has taught me this. Even though 11 people will be in your face, like you don't know what you're talking about, guarantee you 3, 4, 5 after and be like, hey, can you tell me more you're saying? Because like, I resonate with it, but I just didn't want to say it in front of other people. Okay, we all know by now, people. Some people can. We don't have to call it fake. We all know people. Some people are like that. All right. Hey, maybe some of us have been there too. But the point is, especially moving forward, when you're called on to speak your truth, and it doesn't have to be Gemini season. Gemini season is just the awareness of the truth you're going to spit moving forward. That will be perfected in Virgo. When you're speaking your truth, don't back down. How zany, and let me just be real, because like Neptune is in Pisces, so it is impossible. This is what's going to separate the fakes and the phonies from the real ones. It is impossible, or rather the true ones. It is impossible to speak your truth now without it sounding like, what? Just because we're in a day and age where wrong and what's wrong is right, and to me, I don't even believe in right and wrong these days, but what is your true truth, because this is who you feel you are deep inside, it should make someone like, huh? Person is totally Neptuned out, or they're very understanding, you know what I'm saying? Then okay. Like a really spiritual person listens to understand. They don't listen to judge. They don't listen to like, respond. So speak your truth, all right? And this is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people don't like to speak the truth because they like to fit in. They don't want to lose that endorsement. You know what I'm saying? Like the best example I can give is Colin Kaepernick. The best example I can give is Colin Kaepernick. He spoke his truth and he lost endorsements, and he didn't let that stop him. And even now, it's still spinning his truth. The government, the media, they're not telling you about the organizations. They're not talking about the money he's been donating. Just very lightly. They're not they were all on him, you know what I'm saying, to flame him for saying his truth, but they're not telling you about the work he's doing with that. That's just the nature of the media we live in, the world we live in, all right? But don't worry about people believing the hype. Just speak your truth. And that's the advice I want to go and give to you moving forward before we start the healing session. But more that I just want to say, regardless, is that, this Pisces Neptune square that we're having with this full moon is going to be a little weird. And we started off the new moon in Gemini, sparking and setting the intention to really come into a greater truth of who we are. Over the next 3 days, once the moon gets into Aquarius, we're going to see this quite profoundly, because as the sun is in Gemini, all right, the moon is going to be in the 9th house from Gemini. And this knowledge is going to show us the truth of who we are. Right now, us this truth compared to who we speak this to, because it's a 7th house effect. So let's backtrack to when the moon was in Virgo, opposite Neptune, and you really started feeling deeply in tune with your intuition, or you were like totally mentally distraught because you didn't want to believe in your intuition. Don't think you're the only one who sees coincidences. Don't think you're the only one who sees synchronicities, all right? Every single person in this universe right now has awakened some sort of psychic power and ability. There's so many people attributing it to Jesus, Mary, apology? Who is giving it to themselves? Who is acknowledging you are a creation of the creator who has these gifts? You're the ones who are really winning. You're the ones who need to bring this light out to the world. Not for fame, not for accolade like some people are doing, but to make sure you shine that light in people's souls, and you will have that opportunity you all the time. Or all you have to do, especially during this period, is speak your truth. When we do the new moon in Cancer and Capricorn, we're gonna be taking action now. We're not just gonna be talking. But for now, attitude right, which is happening. And yes, just like Chrissy hashtag, don't dim your shine. And I'll say it again, don't dim your shine so that other people can feel comfortable in their darkness. That's whack. So that being said, this full moon in Sagittarius is going to move along. It's going to hit Pluto, all right? And once it hits Pluto, an intense transformation. This is where that transformation of truth is going to happen in Aquarius. And then it's going to hit Pisces, and our spirituality is going to have to change. The things we include in our spiritual routine is going to have to change. The insights and the intuitions you got 2 weeks prior when the moon was in Virgo, so you want to remember that, are going to reach the next level before they made real again in 2 weeks from then, which the sun will be in Cancer, so that's going to be fun. So regardless, that's going to lead to a moon conjunct Uranus, and then that's going to lead to the dark moon in Gemini. Once we go further into the broadcast, we're going to feel and detail what the experience of this is going to be based on the transits. Regardless, other than that, though, with once again, is that this full moon in Sagittarius, carrying in this Gemini cycle lesson, which is speaking your truth. I'm in prayer as you can, but it's not about time. It's passion. It's about speaking honestly. And get your incantation work on, because you can really change your whole world in life just by thinking positively and watching things shift. If you want to allow yourself the luxury to doubt what you're doing, then know you're powerful enough to let doubt cancel. Because if you don't believe, you will not receive. And that's just universal law. All right? If you do not believe, you will not receive. And if you don't receive, you will not. And we back. So, yeah, my friends. Once again, I will say this once again before I say it again and again. This Neptune square is going to throw a lot of you off. All right. And you definitely don't want to be in a position to where just because you don't understand what's going on, because some of you will understand what's going on, but the only ones of you who are going to get a clear key into what's going on are those of you with Pisces moons and rising sun moon. Bam. Okay. Others of you, like, I don't have Pisces, so Neptune is talking to me. Neptune is the actual, being talking to me and really, keying me in to the wisdom of the synchronicities I'm seeing, but I don't have Pisces, so I can't feel it really fully. So some of you who don't have Pisces energy like me, you're going to be revealed an incredible meaning, all right? But that Neptune square is going to throw you off. It's like what's going to happen is you're going to see clearly into your signs. You're going to feel it, but there's still going to be some confusion. All right? There's still going to be some not confusion, but there's still going to be an illusory thing, effect. And the key here is to don't make sense of it. Don't make sense of it. If you try and make sense of it, this is going to actually, you're going to fall into Neptune's trap, really. Don't try and question. Like, you have to really practice experiencing things and going with the flow, because it's still happening. If you're not understanding what's happening, it's because it's still being created. And it's our mind or ego that makes us think that we have to have the explanation now. When, you know what I'm saying? Mercury hasn't even caught up to the sun yet. When it comes to awareness like that, you have to wait till Mercury catches up to the sun. But Mercury's in the same sign as the sun. So trust me when I say this is where our minds are now starting to pick up on everything that the sun has been aware of. So we're going to process so much more truth coming up really soon. That being said, we're going to start the healing session shortly. For those of you who are seemingly late, trust me, you came right on time. We're basically just starting the real webinar. So keep that in mind. Thank you for those of you who are viewed free after this is live. And the last thing I want to leave for you is that whatever gets revealed to you over this next 2 weeks, know that this is happening over a closing season. We're entering a balsamic phase after the moon is in Taurus, so or Pisces really. So don't try and make sense of what you see. Just speak your truth. All right. You're going to be put in some situations where you don't know everything. And that's the universe trying to see, okay, all right, if you don't know, are you going to act like you know, or are you going to be honest? And that's it. So that being said, thanks for tuning in. And now let us begin the healing session. I have my sound bowl with me, but I will pull a card. Woo! This healing session is brought to you by the Four of Pentacles. So we're going to gain exceptional grounding, like none other. And this grounding that this healing is going to do is going to take away any of the impurities that are within us, so that this righteous fire can definitely sway through our aura and take us and ascend us into new realities, because that's really the gist of what's going on. And like I said before, which I hope I didn't interrupt myself, you know, a lot of us are going to awaken to a lot of supernatural power. Yeah, I completely got mine swiped and forgot that I said this is one of the most important things. A lot of us are going to awaken to supernatural power. All right. And this has everything to do with Saturn and Jupiter, because Saturn has to test you first before Jupiter comes and blesses you. This is the current period, because Jupiter is going to catch up to Saturn, and then Saturn will pass it, Jupiter will pass it in Aquarius, and we'll get blessed first before we're tested. So Jupiter right now is whoever passed Saturn and the Saturn in Libra, you're getting blessed heavily. All right. Now that Jupiter is like, once Jupiter goes retrograde, or is it retrograde right now? Jupiter is going to go retrograde. Jupiter was retrograde 10 hours ago. So now that Jupiter is retrograde 13 degrees, you're going to be, some of you are going to experience quantum shifts in your relationships. But this is why it doesn't happen to everyone. When I say you're going to awaken, you're going to have shifts, and if it doesn't happen to you, that means you have an unresolved lesson that you did not pass with Saturn in Libra back in 2010. All right, from 2010 to like 2012, 2013 to 2015, around there, give or take. When Jupiter goes into Scorpio now, we're going to get blessed if you pass the Saturn in Scorpio lesson. So a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, few people, but it's still going to be a lot. You know, there's billions, a few people. We're still talking about hundreds of thousands of people. You're going to get quantum shifts up the wazoo, where your relationships are now aligning now, where you don't have to feel uncomfortable because you did the hard work when Saturn was in Libra. Keep that in mind. Some of you, you'll know you passed because you got screwed, like you were defeated. Don't think that passing a Saturn test is, yes, I succeeded. Some of you, you've had to get broken down. Because you've been broken down, Jupiter can build you up again. Although it's really Pluto that breaks down and then Saturn builds up. But, you know, some of you had to get broken down by that. I'm just going to be honest. So really keep this in mind, because as this Sun in Capricorn card is grounding us, a lot of you Capricorns, Sun in Capricorns, you're going to really feel the brunt of this healing energy, so that you can just really ground for a lot of people. So that being said, of course, if you're a Sun in Capricorn, please envision the energy from the earth hitting from your feet and then coming level with your crown, and just feel that earth energy flowing. And now you also want to envision the energy from the live chat flowing from above you as a white light, hitting down from your crown and now going down to the ground through your feet. This is to ground everybody through you. All right, cool. And then if you are Sun in Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, next 2 minutes saying affirmations, positive affirmations. We are blessed, but your keyword is I believe and I see. I believe we are blessed. I believe. Okay. If you are a Sun, Scorpio, then time to take your hands, or you could just let it come from your heart and project healing energy. Healing energy is going to come from you and then heal you back. But just remember, as you are healing, you are healed. Double whammy. But you will feel drained a little, and so we will recoup and give that energy back to you. So it cycles. As they're healing, fire signs, Sun in Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, get happy, especially you, Sagittarius. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You can play some music, all right? But we need to generate and rev up this energy. The energy that the fire signs generate colloquially as we meditate for the next 10 minutes. And then after that, woo, I'm already feeling this. I'm getting lightheaded. And then energy when we write the spells. All right, so that being said, crazy, like going in, thank you. And now just relax. I'm not going to play any meditation music, so there's no echo. But for the next 9 minutes, we're going to go deep into meditation. And then we'll resume. I said 20 minutes, but I'm just going to keep it 10 minutes for now. All right. And yeah, shout out to the water signs. Oh my gosh. And the earth signs, y'all providing the grounding. Shout out to the air signs. We doing it. Yes, Apollo Daddy, you can totally dance now. All the other elements, I would really like for you to stay calm to rev themselves up. All right. And then we're going to give healing to water and fire. Let's see if I can find some music. Oh, wait. It's on me. Okay. Let's see if I do this. music then. Unless you're a fire sign and you got music in the back. Right now, and while we're meditating, we do live. So we still have a good 7 minutes. But I'm going to be working ahead. Hey, Mac, whose hands are so hot, someone is really good with that Reiki. The prayers we're going to do live. I'm going to start working ahead and crafting up the incantations and spells for each sign while we still meditate. Oops. Andrea said, I believe we are ascending. That is exactly what is happening right now. And I love that you pointed it out because ascension is really a lot like walking up that upward spiral. We still have a good 4 minutes, so let's definitely feel this in. This feels amazing. Alrighty, that has been 10 minutes. I only got up to Cancer, so what I'm going to do is continue this webinar. The incantations, I'll write the rest live as well. So, all right. How do y'all feel? How is the meditation so far? Do y'all feel good? If you want, we can do another 10 minutes. I can finish writing the live. I can finish writing the incantations. If we do another 5-10 minutes of meditation, continue with the webinar. How do y'all feel? I'll wait until I get. Yeah, my bad, Bobo. It was 10 p.m. EST. I just started an hour early, so that was it's not. Yeah, it's my fault. Or rather, yeah. Let's see. Sweet. All right. See, healing hands are tingling. Okay, great. So we have 2 requests for more meditation. That's what's good. Um, I'm going to extend this for 5 extra minutes, 5 to 10 extra minutes. I'm going to finish the incantation, and then we will continue. While you meditate, I'm going to give you the Cancer incantation. So water signs or anyone else, you can say this. We're going to revisit this, but the Cancer one we have is, my sincerity opens doors. My love opens hearts. I care with all my soul. I awaken psychic power that makes me whole. I'm actually going to copy and paste that on the live chat too. You want to say that 3 times. Sorry for the way it's pasted. Put it properly. But all right, let me finish the rest of these real quick while we spend time. Oh, snap. So we're still going to but every time I say an incantation, I get chills on the spot. But you want to think, I feel like it's a co-creation. So it's part me. Let me turn on the light. My apologies. So the reason why you get chills is because your spirit is like, when you say it, your spirit is like resonating. Shout out to Joanna. Thank you for joining. All right. So while we're doing the last 7 minutes of the meditation, I would like for everyone to the water and fire signs. This could be intentional. This could be direct through Reiki. what we want to do is kind of balance out what they've given and generated for us. All right, awesome. All right. Still almost done with these, by the way. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for the healing. I could definitely feel a difference as far as like feeling a lot more lighter for sure. Right now, I'm on Sagittarius. So once I do Sag Cap, Aquarius, and Pisces, we will go right back. More. First of all, I want to thank y'all because a lot of these incantations that I'm typing in, I'm drawing from your energy. So it's not really totally me. Just think of me as channeling like majority of the energy that we've been circulating. This is why I wanted to do this after the fire signs generated. So this is every bit and piece, all of us together. So yeah, really keep that in mind. So finally, the last one, Pisces. All right, y'all. So let's get back into the show. This backs up. If anything, if any of you watching the webinar need to forward you the 12 sign incantations, maybe after the webinar, and just say, forward me, and I'll forward this email to you. Have it. You will have it if you'll have the link to this broadcast. But if you want like a physical, you know, seeing of it, we can totally do that. So, how do y'all feel? Thank you guys so much for the healing work. This was so necessary. I almost feel like I have energy again. I still feel a bit light, but yeah. That being said, and by the way, I see a lot of you want the email, so just shoot me an email to thepeacedealer@gmail.com. Or rather, okay, that being said, let's get back into interpreting the chart. What we're going to do, we did the healing session, go a bit more in depth of what this cycle is going to bring for us. The peace mobile. I'm trying my best to say that with a serious face without smiling. But when I come back from the peace mobile, going to now start the invocations, the prayers, and break down what this will be for every sign. Nice Q&A. So hopping. All right. Toby, the email is for the incantations that I will recite for everyone 3 times. So it's just something you can always keep that I've written down right now. So that being said, once again, all right. Oops. Let's see if we'll be able to see this. Oh, that was close. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Nice. All right. So there we go. As you can see, the moon is dead conjunct Saturn. And the next stop that we have moving forward, the next stop that we have moving forward is, of course, the Capricorn transit. So right now that everything is exact, we have this grand fire trine, and this grand fire trine is very powerfully keying us all in to, oops, let's present this to them. This grand fire trine is very accurately keying us all in quite profoundly to how potent what it is you're doing has to be so that all this translates and manifests once it moves into Earth. Interesting. So this is how it looks. Okay. It's a little different using this with your phone. So, all right. Ugh. That being said, I just want to make sure you guys see the chart. But yeah, all right, should be good. So there's a whole lot happening right now. Like, for example, after this, I'm gonna go out. I usually like to stay in. I'm gonna go out. This is my 11th house here in Aries. Like, this is fire energy that you want to dynamically express with others, since we're in an air sign season, and this promotes stimulating conversations. If you can't go out, that's not to say that nothing will happen with or for you, with what you're passionately generating. So the next stop here, as we move forward, Capricorn, all right. The 11th, which is my birthday, by the way, the 11th at 5:55 p.m. we turn 27. But the 11th, the moon is going to be dead conjunct Pluto. And this conjunction to Pluto in Capricorn, while opposing Mars, is going to now be this level of transformation that is very transformative, not because of only Pluto, but because Capricorn is Gemini's 8th house of transformation. So this is going to bring forth very profoundly a great shift of how you express your truth, because the quincunx motion of Gemini and Capricorn are going to very powerfully test the integrity of what you're saying. And now the trine this will be making to Moon and Venus will be taking all the love that's really manifesting in your life, which is why I love when Venus is like in Taurus or Libra, because these are 2 transits where love gets very real. All right. The passion that you had directly with someone or as a concept is now where it gets grounded. So relationships sparked while Venus was in Aries for a few people, they're going to become more real. They're going to become more grounded, and it's going to, by Gemini, we'll see if it goes somewhere. But now we're going to gain a footing where a lot of people meet someone that it sparks spiritually. Some people have Aries, you know what I'm saying? So they want to where it sparks spiritually for them prior. And Venus is still beginning her cycle. So be very mindful of what changes for you. And not only what changes for you, but also be very mindful of how you're able to shift the awareness of what you have to release and purge. This is going to be very stressful for some of you, but this is also going to be very uplifting. Even though the square to Jupiter is going to test not only the integrity of your truth, but how willing are you to be put in these compromising situations and still bring all of yourself to the table. The 10th and 11th are going to be very life-changing, transformative transits where respect could come up for the better or worse. All this stuff, how on it, all this now will come to light on the 12th and the 13th, which the 13th is going to be super rad, super awesome. This grand air trine that we're going to be experiencing at length is now going to have us embark on a new adventure of truth. Some of you, this adventure will be 2 seconds because you think so fast, you have a snap realization, and it's just going to happen instantly. Some of you, this may be a 12-year journey, a 5-month journey. The length depends on who you are individually, not even by sign, but all the knowledge that comes into meaning and awareness as this 9th house effect comes through to Gemini is going to align with the connections you're making. Direct, so the relationships are going to be moving forward while they're being sprouted and the seeds are being set. Well, Venus is in Taurus. And now this is going to really help you key into the information you're processing. One thing to note is that Mercury catching up to the sun in Gemini, making you aware of the truth, but it's helping you communicate it. Whereas it was and we really had to we had to do a whole lot that made us process the values of the truth we're speaking, so that we're speaking our truth grounded in values with integrity. Now our minds are moving super fast, connecting dots that we didn't even know were there. Because what's also going to happen? Mercury is going to square Neptune, and this is not even going to be confusing as it normally is supposed to be. Because everything that we've been having intuitions about, you're now going to uncover the truth profoundly. The only reason why it's going to be confusing is if you distrust those intuitions. The trick between Pisces and Gemini square is Gemini is always trying to figure out the intuitions, where the truth just needs to be filtered. It has to just accept what it's receiving and wait till it gets to Virgo for it to make some kind of sense before you see it in Sag. Regardless, as now we move forward and the moon gets into Pisces on the 15th, 11th, 12th, or 12th, 13th, 14th, the moon will be in Aqua. So this is a huge, long time for moon to spend in the sign. So that's going to be a very powerful, not 3 full days, but it's going to be a very strong and amazing clarity. But we're going to go through a bit of hell first, because this Capricorn is going to really make or break you. All right. As we reach the divine dreamland in Pisces on the 15th, this effect is going to really inspire you with these dreams and utopian goals. And they only have to be utopian. The moon in Pisces is going to really key you in profoundly to how deeply in tune you are with what spirit is telling you about the legacy of your truth, about what your truth means at large to the world. Gemini rising especially will feel this, as well as Gemini suns. So what's also really amazing about this is the sextile that we'll be having to Venus will allow you to feel into the divine nature of the connections you have and what is valuable about them. While the trine that it'll be having to Cancer will be making you very horny, very horny. Don't forget, it's going to be squaring Lilith and Sag, and very tuned in connections. When the moon is in Pisces, you're going to connect with your twin flame, okay? Whether this is your twin flame, soulmate, whoever is a very powerful soulmate in your life, okay, you're going to connect very profoundly to them through the ethers. So listen to the messages that their soul tells you. We think that just because they're not physically conscious of it, it's not real. There's so many facets of your conscious, subconscious, and unconscious that you're not even conscious of it. That doesn't make them unreal. Also to keep in mind is that as we move forward with the moon in Pisces, we'll be squaring Gemini and Sag. So this could be a very sensitive period for some. Sensitivities just key you in to how much you fear, because these sensitivities are going to trigger old wounds, but they're also going to trigger how much you're trying to control. Pisces is all about surrender and release. All right. If we had Scorpio energy, oh my goodness, we would get to the bottom of what this is. But for now, Pisces moon wants us to experience. And one thing I didn't really mention over the past 2 days was that while the moon is in Aqua and we have this exact opposition, this is going to be a karmic gateway where Saturn is going to really test. Saturn has been testing this the whole transit. This is going to be one of those moments of truth. Really speak your truth with utmost sincerity so that the actions you take off of will really guide you and open doors in your relationships as we're getting closer to a grand cardinal cross. Stay in mind, this is going to be where we come into a lot of knowledge, remember. So once again, the moon going over Chiron will really help illuminate a lot of healing. Keep this in mind because, further, but we're going to have a bit of an exact square here. And this is where you're going to, in order for you to gain healing from the divine, there's going to be an ego issue that you have to drop. Manifesting the full potency, bonus degree. So as the moon gets into Aries now, the Cancer is going to be very lethal. In a bad way. But for the more sensitive people, you can get very frustrated emotionally because you're going to feel that impulse to act down on the truth and revelations you receive. But the Mars in Cancer is going to want to feel comfortable. All right. Another thing to keep in mind is Venus is slowly getting close to trining Pluto. And this is where we're going to see great transformation in relationships that don't come with challenge, but naturally align we're setting in place with our character and with the world. That's opening up with Neptune is going to really add a lot of dreamy elements. And let me tell you a secret, guys. I'm going to wait until we move a little bit further. In Aries, what it's doing while Gemini's at the final degrees, first of all, once the moon moves into Aries and we start the new cycle, the day before while it's in Pisces, we have a sextile with the North Node, so keep that in mind. But once the moon is in Aries, this is when the sextile is going to activate because we always want these new cycles to. And if anything, once we have that exact square or that exact sextile, which is going to be the 19th at like earlier, maybe in the AM, all right, the 11th house effect is going to align you, all right, with raw individuals who align with your truth. So you want to really spend the 17th, 18th, and bit of the 19th going out. You don't have to go out. Just connect with people. This is a great time to connect. This is a great time for things to serendipitously occur. This is going to be a powerful period. But one thing you want to keep in mind once again is once we get to this quarter square, the whole lesson of this is to let go. All right. When we're in Virgo, we're building up to the full moon. Let go of anything that you cannot control so that things that happen here in this balsamic phase, the 11th house is the house of gains. So trust me when I say they're going to be karmic windfalls. You could win the lottery, especially if you play it and you have like Aries in your 5th or 11th. Like you don't even have to have this. Like you can win big. This could be a relationship. This could be a job. This could be like meeting the new best friend of your life. And once we move forward now, and we now get into the balsamic phase. The 19th is 1 degree, but let's move forward to the 20th, because while the sun, what are the odds that the sun is going to catch up to the moon, catch up to the sun 29 degrees, where we get the final crystallization of truth? I can't make this up, y'all. I really can't make this up. The dark moon is in Gemini, forgive me. It is in Venus. What you're going to notice is this quincunx. This is the entry of a divine relationship. In this relationship, some of you have been in this for years, have kids with this partner. This is where you get an upgrade. All right? This quincunx right here is everything, my friends. This is the quincunx we've been waiting for, low key. And the relationships that get grounded, whether business, romantic, open a divine portal, not like when we walk through, but just open it now is what's going to truly open the door so that divine relationships get established that are grounded this trine here. So shout out to if you have like an 18-degree Virgo sun. If you have Virgo energy or Taurus energy or Cap energy from like 10 to 20 degrees, you're really going to feel this. And even if you don't have like Earth energy, if you have any energies from 10 to 20 degrees, the sweet spot like 15 to 16. So that's awesome. And then when that happens, we're going to have such an acutely, amazingly clear, profound awareness of what the truth is. Because when Mercury catches up to the sun, this is where Mercury gives the status report of its retrograde. This is like the Ace of Swords Epiphany Day. This is where the truth of everything is made clear. Super powerful. Okay, I even pulled the Page of Swords as a card that this is going to reveal. That has a lot to do with like you being alerted to the truth. You know something, trust you will know it then. The moon will be grounding what you get so that it aligns your values and so that it could be valuable to you. I want to read you the degree to 29 degrees, to be honest, because that's a huge deal, to me at least. All right. Before we move on, the degree we have, Gemini, is a garden planted solely with shade plants. Offered the unique chance to take any given side of self and world to its absolute limit and beyond. Scouting out ahead in whatever direction suits your fancy. All the props and accompanying attitudes and gestures of your chosen tangent. Be alive to your fantasy, your obsession, your specialized style and manifestation. Extravagantly lavish in letting yourself go to decadent or breakthrough places. No ethic, no restriction. Exploring one side of things and hoping to wear it out if it is limiting for everybody to get in touch with if it proves to be relevant and enduring and cosmically right on. Of course, shifts us into Cancer. And that's what I love about this, all right? If you remember last time I was bugging out because when the sun went into like Aquarius, the moon was in Scorpio. When the sun went into Pisces, the moon was in Sag. The moon was in Cap. And when the sun went into Taurus, the moon might have been in Aqua, but when the sun went to Gemini, the moon was in Aquarius. We had a sextile. The sun has entered Cancer, and we're having a semi-sextile. When the sun enters Cancer, it starts to conjunct Mars, we have this dark moon, all right? And this dark moon period, my friends, is with this opposition to Saturn, the final test of truth. We're going to have a square to Neptune, so people aren't going to be lying to you left and right because they're lying to themselves. People will think they're being honest, but they don't know. They really don't know what they're talking about as much as they think they do. Trust me. Because in the moment, it'll seem like everything is cool, but deception will be afoot. And this is really so that the truth you know to be real, you stay speaking it. And during a time like this, things can shift. This is during a time where you can find out someone who you thought your soulmate has gotten married to someone else. And it's a test to whether you really believe it or not, because they may call off the marriage as soon as Cancer season is over. But these are the kind, that's not to say that'll even happen, but this is to really test your faith. Squares to Neptune are a test of faith, and oppositions to Saturn are a test of integrity. A test of faith and spirituality with Pisces, and a test of integrity with your beliefs, the truth of your beliefs. This will lead into the new moon on the 23rd, I believe, and we're going to have a Cancer party. So make sure you guys join me for the new moon in Cancer. Real Cancer party, if you've ever seen one. We're all going to be, I hate to make Cancer out to be super emotional or anything, but yeah, it's going to be lit. I'm going to cut down on using the word lit though, because my Cap moon is just like that. But yeah, yo, a little bit of the Peace Mobile. As you can see, these next 2 weeks are going to be very life-changing. Life changes every day. But this is going to be the type of life change where you're like, oh my God. But remember, the things you're doing right now, 6 months from now, 2 weeks from now, you're going to be so profoundly amazed at how the actions, some small or some huge, you've made are really, 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 really that you're doing. So for those of you, I know Chrissy and Bo and Rocio are talking about their ascendants at the late degrees of Gemini. If you have late or sun or moon, and then like really begin like 1 to 5 degrees, this is going to be very potent. Black Rose says it's always a party in the webinars. This is facts. This is true. All right. So regardless, now let's get into the magic part. Let's get into the ceremony. We did the ritual in the beginning. Let's do the ceremony now. And this is going to be really fun. So the first we're going to do, of course, is Aries. And for Aries, you're going to notice that this full moon transit for you is in Aries moon. All right. This is going to have a lot to do. How willing you can be so very acutely align is your being with what no longer serves you. Sense. You want to align what you're doing with what serves you, but you want to release what no longer serves you. You're speaking your truth. That's what I love with Aries. It's really the same fundamental message we all go through, but you're going to experience it a lot more firsthand. Key things you want to keep in mind though with the square to Cancer is not letting yourself get too emotionally frustrated and learning the right timing. Pluto square is going to be very quick. Block. All right. Is interpret and pull the cards for all the signs, and do the incantations and prayers. So the card we have for you, Aries, is the Four of Wands. This is great serendipity. This is great surprise. You're gonna, it's a surprise, but there's a lot of celebration and rewards, results of your hard work that over the next 2 weeks are going to come in every day. of these 2 weeks, and really be ready for a very pleasant surprise that's going to very profoundly shock you but please you very, very powerfully, so that you're in an even greater position to make the moves you want to make. All right. Taurus, for you, this new moon in Gemini has a lot to do, or this full moon in Sagittarius is going to be hit you in a very vulnerable spot, because what you need to really release are any old beliefs that get in the way of you feeling insecure and forgetting your true value. Second house, you manifest your value as truth. This is what gives you such great common sense and practical wisdom and practical wizardry. So, as a fellow Taurus, Christopher Witecki likes to call it. So you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to forge of intimacy by expressing your full truth. As everyone else, but this is going to really hit you in a position where you're going to really uncover hidden beliefs that others have about you, so that you can make the appropriate changes. And since Venus is in your sign, you're going to be able to harness this beauty to magnetize what you want to you in a according fashion. I pulled this twice. I got it. I didn't think I was supposed to, and then I pulled it again, and it's the Lover's card. Okay, so there's a lot of passion for you to experience, some for the first time in a while, and this is going to renew bonds. This is like the universe lighting a fire, all right, and spark. So this isn't the type of stuff you really need to like rush to gain. This is like an angel bringing you two together for love that's meant to happen in a very powerful and profound way. So enjoy the sex that comes as a result. Gemini, for you, what this is going to do is release any interference and release any blockages that have been occurring in your relationships because of the influence of Saturn that is fine-tuning your partnership house. So you definitely want to apply very greatly and grandly all of the ideas that you're implementing. Just keep in mind, once again, with that trine to Jupiter and Libra, a lot of your words are doing a lot more. But with the square to Neptune and Pisces, you're not always going to be clear. You may not really seem or feel like the work you're doing is getting there, but it's doing more than you think. And all the gossip and drama that may happen around you. All right, Gemini moons, Gemini risings as well. And the card that I have for you is the Eight of Swords. So that Neptune square is going to bring at a head everything in your life, that all the mental blocks that you have suppressed or put up around you, it's going to bring up at a head, which is actually great. So you can see them as they are and you can't escape them. And all you have to do, the reason why I like this card is that if you change your thoughts, you can change your life in this way. So it looks negative, but also what this is talking about, because you're the swords, someone who's going to come into your life. This could be a soulmate. This could be someone important, but they may need your truth to open up their blinds. And a lot of this is you yourself. So definitely use your uplifting words to cut through those insecurities. All right. Cancer. This full moon in Sagittarius is potent because you're going through a 12th house transit of release. You really want to release any limiting beliefs that do not allow you to have joy in your lifestyle. Is really working hard on how powerfully you devote each day to joy. That's really what it comes down to. As high priests and high priestesses, you have to live every moment with joy so that you're in a position to raise the vibrations around you. And elements and things that get in the way of that will just naturally be released. And thankfully, with the trine to Neptune, it's refining your divine vibrations tenfold and in spades, which is very powerful. And the card we have for you is the Ten of Wands. All right. So once again, just like you're getting your lifestyle in order and you're releasing, you may be drained of energy, but you don't want to procrastinate on the work you have to do and really get done to get it done so that you're once again in the better position to really, really, really through all this hard work in amazing ways. For you, this full moon in Sagittarius transit is going to actually open your heart because the fifth house is your natural house, blocks that you have to release with love. So what you're going to end up doing is actually taking the love in your heart and expressing it fully. This is just a temporary influence that'll carry, but over the next 2 weeks, you harnessing Uranus in Aries is going to hyper accelerate the quantum revelations that key you greater into the truth of the community around you. And this is important because the 11th house is the house of gains. So this full moon is releasing, which you really don't have, that get in the way of you kind of manifesting this all. This is the Nine of Cups. Your wishes are manifesting. Leo rising, Leo moon, Leo sun, manifesting. And over the next 2 weeks, critical for you because every single thing that you've been wishing for will be coming true down to your birthday period, actually. So, right. For you, this full moon in Sagittarius is releasing blocks in your family. This is going to be very challenging. In order for you to break out and achieve the goals that you have to make sure your relationships aren't distracting you and you have people who you live with do not get in your way, because this is necessarily here to structure your movements and to protect you from elements of the world, but you can't let that stop you. Definitely in a position to give it your all, to speak your truth. Make sure how familial influences or a need to stay in your comfort zone block you from the adventure that could be gained. And counterintuitively, going within and connecting with people in your family who will really help you gain an even more profound understanding of what truth your legacy is out in the world. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Capricorn woman, the Virgo or Taurus woman, and this could be you, a very valuable friend who helps you through this process. This could even be a family member who embodies you having to really, break free from her overprotection, which she definitely means well, but you definitely don't want that to be in a position to limit you. And it's also saying, do the challenges that you gain, it's going to be well for you financially. So do well to nurture yourself. Libra and Sagittarius is going to be super critical in the way that what you're releasing are old thoughts and attitudes that really don't allow you to express the seriousness of your message. Because Gemini season is enlightening you to the meaning of your own truth, where you developed this 6 months ago, meaning of it, there's a boldness to which you really want to express what you know. Sag will release any fears surrounded around about that. One thing with this moon on Saturn is that illuminating our fears that need to be shed and purged, or at least, so we're in a better position to be who we are. And the Ace of Swords has much to do with you coming into profound illumination and clarity. So I feel like some of you the Ace of Swords is coming from you. This is a card of divine love and immense, profound truth. So you really couldn't get a better card in such a season. That epiphany and share it with as many people as you feel worthy. Scorpio, this full moon in Sagittarius for you is going to release very profoundly of self-esteem issues, fears around expressing and manifesting. And this is going to trigger great transformation. Although, because you will also be influenced by Neptune and Mars in Cancer, this won't necessarily make you super emotional as much as it's going to make you very, very, very psychic. And you're going to be feeling very profoundly how other people feel real time. But you always keep it a secret. It's not like you ever reveal this. So let that be in the background with everything that you allow yourself to release once again, so that you can manifest what you're worth, especially once we're in Sagittarius season again. Position that Venus is making is going to show you what's beautiful about the relationships you're in. Compromise is needed, but let's just be honest. Taurus and Scorpio, neither of you compromise, so we know that's not going to happen. But regardless, we do have the Page of Wands saying to get really excited about your goals. And this is the kind of excitement where you don't need anything to kind of trigger this. What this is going to do is you're going to receive exciting news. But when the opportunity presents itself, take that risk that's going to probably add adrenaline and nervousness to you, but that easily have you thank yourself. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work out how you planned, but the key is to have fun with what you're doing and not try and manipulate the situation. Sagittarius, this full moon transit is going to so very powerfully, clear away any psychic junk or residue that has been flung at you. Sagittarius and Libra signs, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn are the most psychically attacked signs right now. Psychically attacked are Aquarius and Pisces, because they're in another realm, and for them to get psychic attack is actually normal. But outside of them, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, and Cap, they're getting the most psychically attacked. So junk and residue is just being cleared out of you right now. But this is so that you can present yourself more boldly. In fact, Sagittarius, this is a great period to proactively self first, reveal the truth of who you are and what you with whatever partners or you are drawn to. Because of the square to Pisces, you have to trust what your intuition is telling you about some people. Some of you Sagittarius are being drawn to reveal certain things. Feel like they'll think you're crazy. They will think you're crazy, but you still have to say it, because some of them are also crazy too. And then they're going to say, oh, wow, I want to share for you. But don't necessarily let confusion, I don't think that's too much of an issue with Sag, but don't confusion stop you from doing what you have to do. And we have the Three of Cups, so celebration is imminent. There's a lot of positivity and power that you're going to be able to gain a lot from this all. You may make a new friend, you may be invited to a party, but there's some, over the next 2 weeks, this is going to really spark a festive chapter for you that may have already started for some of you. So really keep this in mind. It's going to be gravy. Capricorn, all right? For you, going to very profoundly shift how much faith in what's going on. The meaning of things could be a bit blind to you, because this is something that with your great grand awareness, you're so focused on other things, hindsight. So while you're manifesting your lifestyle based on the truth you speak, so powerful. Certain elements that you just have to be cool with. This moon is going to be square in Pisces, so going to be having an intuition from one thing, but is showing and reality is showing you really blend. And this is where you kind of align it all together. But realistically, the occurring it are things that are happening behind the scenes that you can't really see. Wave particle duality. It'll become wave or a particle, and you just saying you have to make peace with uncertainty. It needs to happen before you know why. And the square that Sag makes to Neptune, allow yourself to get distraught. Neptune's going to manifest that. Neptune's going to take that and be like, all right, let's make your life a living hell, as opposed to being at peace and okay. Because we have the death card. 2 weeks, there's heavy transformation. And for some of you, this could literally be something or someone dying out of your life. This could be an enemy that you will never hear from again, for real, because your bonds are totally gone. This could be a loved one, but this could also be transformation. All right, this could be the transformation of certain with that will now empower you. So however this manifests for you, just go with the flow and don't try and rush to conclusion. Aquarius, for you, Sagittarius, because Saturn is here, is going to snip off some friends that you can't necessarily, like, you won't have any, like, there's really nothing you can do about it. It's going to like of people in your life so that you can manifest greater creativity of your heart. But that doesn't actually, that's just what it means theoretically. What this is going to do is going to bless you with a new friend. All right, but it's going to be very important, because a whole lot of what you thought you align with, thought about you, was not made clear because of the confusion, and a lot of this is going to come into greater clarity. However, similar to Gemini, we have the Eight of Swords. So I find it very interesting. Aquarius and Gemini are very much twin flames. Or I wouldn't say twin flames. No. Aquarius and Gemini are very much twins. Like, Gemini is the mutable form. For them to get the same card, if you're an Aries, pay attention to the Leo, because those are going to be the missing puzzle. Aquarius and Gemini both got the Eight of Swords, but the Libra card was the Ace of Swords. I like that whole theme of, like, but the epiphany. So can extend this awareness to us. But the reason why I like pulling this anyway is because it's a Jupiter and Gemini card. And everything you're worried about is going to come at the surface, so that with the energy of Gemini, you can change it, how you feel about it. And we're talking about deep subconscious programming. You can finally change and unblind the blindfold. So just remember that whatever seems negative is just the blindfold on. All right, this is not a truly binding energy. And finally, oh my God, Pisces, I wanted to shuffle it again, but the card's just like, no, we got for Taurus. So I think that's interesting. Aquarius got the same for Gemini, same for Taurus, which is the lovers. But the full moon for you is going to release all old goals. I think this is going to be a very important full moon for you, because I think this is going to be the shift where some of you are like, I don't need to be working the work I do. For those of you wanting to work full-time, unemployed, self-employed, those of you wanting self-employed or work a job more aligned to you, this is going to be a period where you can start to release from work engagements that don't align with you. They probably did before, but not anymore. Simultaneously, this could also help you align. You're going to see your world more clearly, but there's fears after what you want to accomplish that you're really going to release. Trine that Mars is making in Cancer is going to really help stimulate you sexually and very horny. No wonder we got the Lovers card at a heart level. So actually go with that. You're going to have the perception needed. Maybe you might be having sex with Taurus. I don't know. But really keep this in mind, because passionate explosion, and not in your face, in your heart. And it's going to really awaken tantric undertones of love because you're coming at this from the Piscean awareness. So the card that I have for everyone is the King of Swords. And this is very powerfully saying, really want to allow yourself to stay objective. No matter what happens, be fair, stay objective, and don't necessarily carried away by irrational feelings or irrational emotions. Sides, and make sure you're in a position to really like approach objective. So we've made it around the zodiac, and before we do the Q&A, we are going to we're going to once again go around and do the prayers, and of course say the incantations. Sweet. All right, so of course off with Aries, and first of all, with the power of Saturn, Jupiter, and Neptune, link with Mercury to connect with all us, and of course all the planets willing. For Aries, bless us with the courage to be unapologetically who we are, and please allow us at great length to be fearless in our exploit, or to be fearless in our not pursuit of truth, but in our awareness of the truth of all that is. The incantation we have is, I am, I see, I do, I be, I am the greatest me I can achieve. I see, I do, I be, I am the greatest me I can achieve. I am, I see, I do, I am the greatest me I can achieve. I need to say it along, worry not. Listening is all that is needed, but I will say it 3 times so you can repeat along. Taurus, bless us with the strength of self-worth within ourselves so that we believe and we don't let people walk over us. But more importantly, bless us desires of our heart so that we can add jury and value in ways that add to how well we feel about ourselves. I have all I want, need. There is nothing in this world I need more than to believe. I manifest infinite fortune and abundance. I have all I need. There is nothing in this world I need more than to believe. I manifest infinite fortune and abundance. I have all I need. In this world I need more than to believe. Infinite fortune and abundance. I pray for fear speaking our truth. I pray that it's more clear in a day and age where it is so hard to find. I pray that more than ever, the truth sets us free in ways unimaginable. The incantation. The truth I speak creates magic unimaginable. Speak with honesty. The truth is that I am infinite. Is love honestly. Speak creates magic unimaginable. I love to speak with honesty. That I am infinite. My soul expresses love honestly. Speak creates magic unimaginable. I love to speak with honesty. I am infinite. My soul expresses love honestly. For Cancer, I pray that you give us the emotional strength and power to express our true feelings sincerely. I pray that you allow us to truly and deeply understand the hidden secrets of what our feelings tell us and allow us to feel an ecstasy that can only be gained through the true belief in oneself and the true acknowledgement of one's emotion. And the incantation we have is, my sincerity opens doors, hearts. I care with all my soul, power that makes me whole. My sincerity opens doors, hearts. I care with all of my soul. I awaken psychic power that makes me whole. My sincerity opens doors. My love opens hearts. I care with all of my soul. Psychic power that makes me whole. Leo, and with Leo, that the destiny of love awakening in all our hearts takes us on the most amazing adventure ever. Bless us with thee to follow our heart no matter what the situation is. Inspiration to allow others to love, if not more fearlessly than we decide to love. And for the incantation, love is the law with which I create. Fascinates. Manifest my vision through what my heart loves. Show me the rays of love shining from above. Ah, with which I create, fascinates. Manifest my vision through what my heart loves. Show me the rays of love shining from above. This is the law with which I create. You got to add swag to this one. This is Leo. Everything I do fascinates. Manifest my vision through what my heart loves. Show me the rays of love shining from above. Virgo, illuminate the real nature of this matrix. With humility, we accept our faults and find to them the best we can be. Show us that even in the ordinary and mundane, there is nothing but magic, peace, and love. And give us the power, the world and life with our very hands. The incantation I have for Virgo. Magic is real. Magic is great. Align my vision with what I say because of your glory by making super real this divine story. Magic is great. With what I say, show me the details of your glory. Real this divine story. Magic is real. Magic is great. Align my vision with what I say because of your glory by making super real this divine story. To the last half of the zodiac, I want to make sure everyone feels good. About the incantation so far, were you able to hear it? Because some people said it was choppy. I'm going to provide an email right now, another email, or no. Okay, so yeah, once again, for those of you who would like the email of these incantations to actually recite, shoot me an email at the Peace Dealer at mysticilluminations.com, mysticilluminations88.com, or and check in the live chat. How are y'all loving the incantations? Back some Gordon's podcast. I'm gonna be really busy after me, I'm gonna be honest. So give me some time. If you don't get it yet, I promise you I will forward you the incantations. You will get them right on time. But regardless, let's move on to Libra. Please keep in mind when I say your sign, just register the feelings that you gain, and see what thoughts come through, but also still, you know, align powerfully with oh my God, what was that? With what is said for every sign. So for Libra, now, I called on Jupiter, I called on Saturn, and I called on Pluto. So, and I didn't call on Neptune. But if I did, that means Libra, Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Pisces. You four, you're going to experience the potency of this, because these four planets are helping manifest these intentions, and also the prayers. So this is the first sign with the energy we called Jupiter, Libra. Jupiter through Libra, bless us with relationships. Balance all the relationships in our life. And I pray that we manifest amazing relationships as soon as now, that key us in to the love in our hearts and connect us with other people who truly love us. Once again, balance out our relationships and let us take the raw spark of our identities and fully refine it into the beauty of which it truly is. And the incantation we have is balance my light with all of my dark. Free the bonds of my soul. Manifest the partner that will spark the flame within, so I may be more than whole. Dark. Free the bonds of my soul. Manifest the partner that will spark the flame within, so I may be more than whole. Balance my heart with all of my dark. Free the bonds of my soul. Manifest the partner that will spark the flame within, so I may be more than whole. All right, we're gonna step into Scorpio, guys. Shit's gonna get super intense, because we're crossing into the gateway of the gods, and we're leaving the realm of angels and humans. Not to ground energy out. But y'all always sending up, so I'm really grateful for that. Scorpio, I pray that you purify anything within us aligned with the pure nature of who we truly are. It hurts, no matter how painful it is to let go what you purify. Do not hold back. What's the beauty of darkness? Pray with these energies heavenly, that you teach us, not show us, not make for us, but teach us subtly the divine of wisdom, true nature of the wisdom that speaks to us through our intuition. And the incantation we have is all my intentions, release all negativity at this very instant and make me the creator's soliloquy. All my intentions, release all negativity, transform my life this very instant and make me the creator's soliloquy. All my intentions, release all negativity, transform my life this very instant and make me the creator's soliloquy. You who are not aware, soliloquy is a literary term that has much to do with dialogue one has. Soliloquy is an outward expression of one's inner thoughts that you usually see in a play. So if you're the creator's soliloquy, of the creator's thoughts. Dear Sagittarius, with your heavenly creative vibes, I pray that we will never dim our light to make others comfortable in their darkness. And when brought in situations like so, we are impelled and filled with your courage to shine even brighter on these fools. I pray, Sagittarius, that you teach us to always find the humor in every moment. That humor may be, or no matter how vibrant to see. I pray, Sagittarius, that with the power of Saturn, all the serious joy that is ours in our lives galactically. Existence and the incantation. Open my eyes and show me life. Joy, radiate the warmth that connects all and let all evil be destroyed. And show me life. Joy, warmth that connects all and let all evil be destroyed. My eyes and show me life. Joy, radiate the warmth that connects all and let all evil. Speaking of evil, let's get to Capricorn. Joking, just joking. All right, I got a Capricorn moon, so I'm not gonna throw myself under the bus like that. But yes, last 3 signs, so you might feel the earth shake a little bit. But while we're doing the Cap, Aquarius, and Pisces, especially by Pisces, some of you have high energies. You're gonna notice a shift instantly. So I advise you to ground right now. Other people like me, we probably might not be aware till later. So here's what it is, or you might be. All right, so Capricorn, greatest integrity of great purity. Unto the goddesses that govern the control of the universe, bless us with integrity to walk righteously in every and any situation. Teach us that just because something is convenient to do doesn't mean that it's right to do, and that doesn't mean that doing. For all the ways we have stayed true to who we are and manifest the paradise we have forever and always. The I have is manifest my worth and manifest my integrity. Lead us all down the right path, a grand adventure that will lead us to our true math, worth, and manifest my integrity. And manifest my integrity down the right path. Embark us on a grand adventure that will lead us to our true math. Manifest my worth and manifest my integrity. Lead us all down the right path. Embark us on a grand adventure that will lead us to our true math. And for those of you who are familiar with the Nation of Islam, they mentioned the divine mathematics. Arm, leg, arm, head. This is where that principle of math comes in. All right. It's totally it's not exclusive to Islam, but it's something that is very accurate, very true. Right. The cosmic gods and goddesses, Aquarius, this is you. Toby asks, is there an effect when a natal planet at the galactic center aspects other natal planets? Depending on the effect could mean anything, especially in Sagittarius. It would really depend very specifically what energies. All right. And Aquarius, bless us with the true cosmic knowledge that transcends all bullshit. Because Aquarius, people are lying. Like a lot of galactic knowledge, and then maybe it goes through 5 middlemen, but then there's illusions that are kind of like causing people to take the knowledge and not believe it and doubt it. Shatter that. All right. If you have to pump us with like shock waves, asses, okay, electrocute our asses, Aquarius, the divine light of lightning, the affinity of the heavens, instantly regenerate us to the cosmic truth of the universe. The whole world falls apart so that we can be aligned with what is really true to you. Bless me with the knowledge and show me your genius. Tell me the secrets that no one believes in. Connect me to the highest source of love and help me fully receive it. Bless me with the knowledge and show me your genius. Tell me the secrets that no one believes in. Connect me to the highest source of love and help me fully receive it. Bless me with the knowledge and show me your genius. Tell me the secrets that no one believes in. Connect me to the highest source of love. Fully receive it. I think I said that 3 times. Did I say that 3 times or did I just say that 2 times? I can't believe I just. No. Did I say that 3 times, guys? Or did I say? Oh, wait on. But I think I said that 3 times. You know what? Aquarius is a number of 4 anyway, so I'm gonna say it one more time. Bless me with the knowledge and show me your genius. Tell me the secrets that no one believes in. Connect me to the highest source of love. Fully receive it. All right. Finally. Oh dear Pisces. To tell everyone you spend half of your life drunk of something, even if it's just life itself. You see, people don't know you can actually get high off life and other people's vibes. I won't tell them, even though I just told them. Bless us with the emotional genius and intuitive intelligence needed to fully surrender and understand the signs and synchronicities you show us. This requires humility, releasement of expectation, and bless us with a newer and greater way to have fun. Exploitation. And I say exploitation because you're really just using us to experience your greatness. That I'm not allowed to say because of Scorpion embargo. Forgive the shade, Pisces. I really do love you. I really do love you. If I got with the Pisces woman. All right. But I will say, bless us with the true nature of the divine and make every single moment a divine spiritual experience that instills nothing but peace in us, even through challenging moments where we need to grow through struggle and pain and love and harmony. And the incantation I have is magic is divine. Magic fills my heart with peace. Show me that magic isn't always what you see. Help us feel the divinity that resides in all things. Show us the magic that true love brings. Divine magic fills my heart with peace. Magic isn't always what you see. Help us feel resides in all things. Magic that true love brings. Magic fills my heart with peace. Magic isn't always what you see. Help us feel the divinity that resides in all things. Magic that true love brings. Good job. Good job, y'all. Oh, damn. All right. So I'm going to open up for Q&A. Thank you guys very much again. I will say, you know what I'm saying? We do have a result card for these incantations, and we're all going to be like Cancer. So really expect any wishes to manifest. Really just relax. All right. We even got the Sun card here too, so it's just going to be very grand for a lot of you. And thank you guys so much for joining. Stage is open for Q&A. I won't be able to answer every question, so question, here's the email that I want you to redirect. If there's any question I wasn't able to answer, then and I got you. Please give me some time. I won't really send the incantations immediately, but trust me, I will send them to you. I have some of the emails sent already, so I will forward you on the list. So D asked for a card, and the card I have for you, D, is the Queen of Cups. This could be a Cancer friend who is like low-key crushing on you, but she'll think you judge her if she's like opens up to her bisexual tendencies. But you know what I'm saying? You listen to her advice, show her some love. But this is talking about you, D, how you're developing your psychic ability like a goddess, like the goddess that you are. Ask, okay, is there an effect when a natal planet aspects transiting planets? Yes, although the transitory effect are going to influence more situationally what occurs. But the whole thing with the galactic, it's so macro, you don't want to really look at the macro at a galactic center of how it's going to affect you personally. So that's a really good question that you asked. You want to look more at galactic center transits and natal placements is how they affect you along with the whole world. Because once you get to the higher signs, it's all about the divine connection. Once you're like an Aries, it's all individual. And Aquarius is the individual in the collective. So great question. Keep that in mind. As a god of light, how would I manifest my double Sag during this time for the best results? Great question. Great question. Honestly, I even have the Emperor. So take control and authority over your life by speaking it. Do the work that you need to do to organize certain facets so that nothing is getting in your way. And to really manifest this, you have to go above and beyond and shine your light. This doesn't mean yelling in people's faces, but stand with that so that it can really help others like see. And you will be even more aware of the magic that you have concerning this. All right. Oh, snap. I can only limit this to one question each, by the way. But yeah, if I don't answer your question, then email. Black Rose 22 said, "Can you pull a card for me?" And we have, well, this is talking about your heart evolving to the next level of compassion, to respond with others very compassionately and really feel out what they're saying. Like this means some people may be annoying as hell, and you may just have to be patient with them. Also mean that there's a Cancer woman who's feeling you, a woman that's feeling you. Probably wants to get those, but kind of feel that. But it's for you. It's like a lot about really being compassionate and in a very powerful way. Rocio just found out I have a fire trine on my natal chart, including 1 degree moon in Aries. What this means is that, especially the fire trine in your natal chart gives you all levels of fire, so that you can take action impulsively and authentically to who you are, sustain that passion with the fire of Leo to extend that, and then add a lot of flair and shine with Sagittarius. So it makes one very dynamic and it makes one very energetic. Like, I only have Aries. That's the only fire I have. Like, you have to peel my ass out of bed. Like, if I didn't have Aries, like, I would be even that more lazy. But, you know, thankfully I have that. So I wish I had more fire in my life. Be careful what I wish for, right? Can this Aries Agua get a home from the war card? Okay. The card I got for you is the Wheel of Fortune. Chad, the card I got for you was the Emperor. So keep that in mind. And you gaining a lot more control. So the question you asked is answering for you naturally. So, but this is going to come with maintaining that. And then the Wheel of Fortune, Margaret, is saying destiny is smiling on you. So push your luck, take risks, and know that you have luck on your side. Like, take actions over the next 2 weeks as if you knew you were lucky and things would work out your way. So your luck is shifting around, which is amazing. It got you. You can have a card. A very important transformation. There's a deep part of your power that you've been wanting to harness, but you've been needing a catalyst to transform it, and that catalyst was here 2 weeks ago. Effect is gone because of Saturn, and delayed effect is going to happen instantly. But you don't want to think it happened out of nowhere. Look to what happened 2 weeks ago, because this is what's going to lead to help you access deeper parts of your power, your dark power that you couldn't before. Transform. So it's very powerful. Okay. Nasia, hope I said that right, by the way. The Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is gangster because it's talking about you being decisive, mapping out your vision, the vision that you have be set in place and set to manifest. So you want to continue to make the right choices. And as you gain opportunities, it to one. Don't make people pin you down to loyalty. No, you have the world in your hands. And what I just channeled is someone in a very powerful position is watching you. Right time to approach you because they don't feel now is right, but they're watching you and they think the work you do is very amazing. The right people see you. Yolanda is the Five of Swords. So be very mindful. I think you have a lot of authenticity. You may not even be aware it shines, and so people are going to take offense to that, and then you're going to take offense that they took offense, and whether it happens that way or not, to fight a little bit for what you believe in the Seven of Wands, but there could be an argument that, and I sense there'll be other arguments, but that has to do with you and what you believe about yourself. It's a personal thing. Character. So get ready to go to war, but victor. Like they're going to be walking away from you. So no worries, but it's one of those empty victories that you may have, but still a fight that has to be fought. Seeming. In this case, I would say if you don't have to burn the bridge, don't. But if you do, hey, vicinity. One card. Happiness, illumination, and clarity. So enjoy that for what that's worth and really allow yourself to enjoy and soak in the positive vibrations that will be blessing you shortly. All right. So Christy, I keep getting the Queen of Cups. Woman in a row, like a graduation, but really it's just talking about the mastery of your heart. And you have so much love, Chrissy. Applying that empathetically for others is going to soothe people's souls. Much light with you already. It's going to be amazing. But I also see this as a Cancer dude. What are with these ladies? Like, oh my gosh. I mean, I'm not surprised. They have great taste, obviously, but some chicks get a little bit too friendly. Trust your intuition on what it's really telling you. Olivia said, can you talk about Pisces Sun and Virgo Moon? Constant battle in my mind. I hate to tell you just as much as you think. Yeah, your Pisces is trolling your Virgo. It's going to bring up the facts, and then your Pisces saying, but it's going to purposefully take those same facts and twist it on its head. Your moon, just to troll your soul. Sorry, I didn't even mean to laugh. That's probably hell on your Virgo moon. My Gemini sun annoys the crap out of my cat moon, so I can only imagine how Pisces does your Virgo. But I deal with it because I'm going to like aggravate it. And listen, when you have these existential battles in your mind, listen to the full conversation, because if you focus on either side, it'll distract you. But what's the totality of what's being said? That's the real magic there. All right. The deity asks, what does a transit Jupiter over natal Mars imply? A lot of good sex. All right. So what you can do is take advantage of this Jupiter. I'm not even joking with you, bro. Like, Jupiter over Mars, especially in synastry, and it's amplifying the sex drive. So it's making you not only make one like horny, but it's making your sex appeal, strut your stuff, and walk around like you can. I hate to say it all derogatory, but no, you can bag anyone you want, like for real, like influence. And also outside of sex, you want to use that to add a supercharge to your actions. Sex, because you can harness that sexual energy to manifest what you want. It's going to be a lot more powerful. Joyce, here is your card. We got the Queen of Cups again. What is going on? For woman. So, I mean, like, in a lot of ways, I feel like for you, Joyce, this could be a very good friend who's going to really help you sort out the emotions that you have in your heart. Whereas certain things are hard to understand emotionally, they're going to really sit with you and help you really sort this through. It's worth really be grateful for them, but I also sense this is what you're going to do for others too. Yeah, really cool. Lilac said, I might be making a huge mistake tomorrow. Please pull a card for me. Two of Wands is saying you're not making a mistake and you can trust the decision that you've made. That's not to say you won't be uneasy, but trust the decision you've made. Because I feel like some people might try and like run game on you or like twist your intentions, but remember the vision you have going into what you're doing tomorrow, and know that your decision to be there is actually less of a mistake and more of a victory. Tiffany, can you pull a card for me? This full moon on my Jupiter is in my first house. On your Jupiter, good job. All right, I swear to God, I shuffled. I swear to God. There has to be a meaning that I keep getting this Queen of Cups. Significant meaning of this, all right? And maybe it's some psychic woman that's just like infiltrating the broadcast and being like, I'm here, Bisila. But I really feel like for some certain women, like this is a collective heart opening. For you, Tiffany, this is going to be you skyrocketing your psychic ability. So you're going to be a lot more psychic than normal. And, you know, please allow yourself to trust your intuition and to use that to help others. Brown Brujita, I love a card if you have time. We have the Seven of Swords. This is, ooh. So someone may be spying on a relationship. I would be very aware of the mental tests that people are playing. Intuition is picking up that some people aren't being as honest. You're right. And just employ the right strategy. Know that don't give away your whole hand. Don't give away all your information. People may steal your ideas. People may say what you said and take them to others and twist the words. So really keep that in mind. I'd like a card if you have time. One in anything. We have the Page of Wands. So excited, you're going to receive exciting news that's going to fuel your heart with a lot more passion. But it's still something that may seem up in the air. Excited, and once again, when the opportunity presents itself or before, take a risks. Excite passion in your heart as well, and allow you to take advantage of all this energy. If our astro works out, you want to get married, a honeymoon. April, I can't deny the astro. If we click, then we click. I mean, let's see. I'm open. I'm curious. Shoot, what's your sign, if anything? Right now, but shoot, I admire your honesty. All right. And Denise asks, what can I manifest with my rising in Sag? So I love that you said that, because Taurus has everything to do with the awareness and manifestation. And what you're manifesting is joy. Whatever you're manifesting through the portal of joy. You're manifesting it in a joyful way. And let me even put a card for that. We got the Star. So what you're really manifesting is hope, peace, and optimism for the mass, which is very beautiful. Nikki, or rather Ethis. What the hell? You too, Miss Gemini Moon. We got the Queen of Cups. So this is talking about you definitely being a lot more compassionate, you definitely being a lot more emotional, but not in an emotional, I want to cry, emotional, no, wow, I'm really understanding people's feelings. You're going to have a very profound awareness of how and why people feel the way they feel. So enjoy that for what it's worth, because it's going to be very revealing, very revealing. I just want to make sure I'm clear. Bobo asks, if the person I perceive to be my soulmate is not feeling the same weight, I need to Ten of Swords, let it come to an end. Good question. If regardless of whether they feel you or not, great question by the way. Regardless of whether they feel you or not, whatever you cannot control about the situation, let it go. There's not really much that you can come to an end. Sometimes we think things come to an end and then come back to your life. So the best thing I would say is more detachment, if anything. I'm in a similar situation as well. So whenever I Ten of Swords it, I get a sign and I get drawn back to that person. I still don't know if that means I'm really gonna be with that person. I just don't know what the lesson is, and I'm still to this day, because I guess it's because I need to learn to trust intuition more. But I don't really feel right about you just Ten of Swords in it, because that's something that is more of a natural conclusion. Great question, but anything you can't control about it, go. And I do have the Judgment card for you too. A whole lot of hidden themes there are going to really come to light, and ultimately for you, awakening is happening for you, Bobo. That's going to align you to your highest truth. So my card I have for you is the Page of Cups. And Maya, this is talking about creative talent sparking at one level, Aries, and even romantic interest, or if you're one, which this could be a friend, this could be like you receiving very loving, tender messages or giving them out. And whoever you give it to will really feel that magic vibe. But I also feel like this is more awakening of psychic ability developed and is now awake. This is like maybe you've been a strong clairvoyant your whole life, and now you're starting to audience and claircognizance. So this is actually really exciting. Can you pull a card for me, please? We have the Emperor, which is saying the more order and structure apply to your life, the more everything is going to work in your favor. The more your control, obviously, you're going to have. But this is also talking about that happening. So follow that flow. You may find the influence of someone like this will help you do so as well and give you more to respect. Annie, can you pull a card for me, please? We have the Queen of Cups again. Surprised I'm pulling this card so much. For you, it's talking about you're going to be very deeply in love. Because the cool thing about the Queen of Cups card is it's also a romance card. And it's talking about you being in a situation where you're more deeply in love than usual. You're able to now access more psychic parts of your heart because you're diving a lot more deeply. The card we have for you is Nine of Wands. So experience to teach you certain things. Oh, never mind. Here's the message here. I think you're skeptical about love. I think you're afraid. I think you're afraid to let the love of your life in or divine love in because you don't want to get hurt. Make sure that you don't much that you close yourself off to good opportunities, but still carry that discernment because the walls you have up now are not bad. Make sure you don't close yourself out too much. All right. Christina, can you please pull a card for my relationship with the person I think is my twin flame? Eight of Wands. So this card is a yes card, and it's talking about things uncovering when you least expect it. So be minding your business and out of nowhere work fast. All right, so this is a very good sign. Just kind of let things go and go about your day. It's not really easy to just like stop thinking about your twin flame, right? But kind of detach off of expectation and know that things will kind of, because Eight of Wands is a great card. So it's talking about any blockages being released as well. It's a Mercury and Sag card. Jiwan, can you pull a card for me to help clarify shift is that's coming up specifically for me? You said it feels dark, or like my whole life path is about to change. So it definitely is dark. And this is a descent into your shadow. And this big energy shift is you taking your sword of truth and attacking to take control of you. This is because you're about to step into the next evolution of your psychic development, but your dark side wants in, and you have to subdue that. Purge it, but you just have to come to terms with it, because your dark side is a very wise part of you. You have a different shadow than most. So it wants to actually work with you, but it wants to test whether it runs you or not. You run it, it's going to give you all its power. All right. Jessica, please pull a card for my mission. Of Cups. So your mission definitely involves you compelling people. This is the card of the counselor, this is the card of the psychologist and the counselor, all right? And I get the sense that someone of this field is going to literally guide you in your mission. Once Jupiter goes into Scorpio or before, this person is going to really help you set up with this, all right? Tiger Hug, can you pull a card for my birthday on the 18th? The 18th of June is my mother's birthday. So shout out to the fellow Gemini. And we have the Page of Cups. This could be you receiving love letters from someone. And this could also be you gaining a new love interest. And similar to Maya, because this is your solar return, you could really uncover a new creative talent or psychic gift. Kath Trey wanted a card, and you just graduated. So the card we have for you, Seven of Wands. Wands is talking about, okay. The Seven of Wands is talking a lot about standing up for yourself. I need to go back to that question. There we go. The Seven of Wands is talking about you standing up for yourself, especially if you're moving to another country. The decisions you've made, you've made. People are going to make you feel bad for some decisions you have, and you just have to stand up, even if it's just you. And congratulations for graduating from university. Chapter, and it's going to be very positive. This is a victory card, so you're going to get victory. Just make sure you stand up for the victory that you have. All right, this is like you already won anyway, and people want to fight for your throne. Cup sorority for real. Can you reveal a card for me? Georgia Fonte asks. My friend, so make the long-term plans you've made are starting to come to fruition, and look 3 years into your future and see it very clearly, because this is what you're going to step. This is very powerful. Plans. There may be some news of travel too coming up in the works. Denise, the one card that I have for you is the Eight of Wands. So blockages are going to release for you, Denise, and there are going to be a lot of things that move very quickly. These are the arrows of love, so you can just like get swept off your feet as well. However this manifests, don't even necessarily go with the flow, but generate that energy. Make sure you have your communication open so that people can contact you when they need to. All right. Jody asks, can you pull a spiritual development card for spiritual development and what to focus on? Love, Jody. All right. Your spiritual development is tied into your twin flame and your soul partner. You have a spiritual marriage. So focus on this person, because they're already visiting you in dreams. Whether you see them physically, their energy is around you. So really focus on this person, and you're going to lead each other to each other. This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. Life asks, how do you advise that I look at Pluto transiting my 12th and Neptune transiting my first? Great question. So Pluto transiting your 12th, I got the King of Cups. Pluto transiting your 12th is just a complete like destruction of your subconscious and unconscious, so that you can access an even greater level of psychic ability. Is transiting your first, that's kind of odd. You must not be using the equal signs, because you're clearly an aqua rising or a late cap rising. which means Neptune would be in your second. But the first, second house is talking about your ego being blended into the all, the divine ethers of existence. So that with Pluto really talks about you being one of the few to really step into this new divine awareness. Whereas others, we're still going into that new world. You're kind of beta testing it. So keep that in mind. Really keep that in mind. Very positive. I'm going to close the questions off here. I stayed a lot longer than I expected. Thank you all so much again. Sticking with me. If I didn't answer your question, take to email the Peace Dealer at mysticilluminations88.com. Got this here again. Those of you who emailed me for the incantations, I will forward it to you. Thank you so much again. This live chat. I'm going to make sure I get the new moon in Cancer, full moon in Capricorn, so that we can get those prepared. Yeah, my friends, join me next time live.